Augusta, a town synonymous with golf. And while one course is known throughout the world, there are 12 clubs in the area offering the South's unique take on golf. Just 10 minutes from Augusta National, amongst the palatial houses of the Jones Creek community, is a club that has its fair share of pink azaleas and pine straw.
Well, Jones Creek Golf Club opened up in 1985. It was originally designed by a gentleman named Reese Jones. A lot of the traditional things that you would expect in a southeastern golf course in the United States, a lot of rolling topography, pine trees, azaleas, all the great things that make our part of the country kind of a unique golf experience and great layout.
Also typical of golf in the area is that southern charm, where golf is in everyone's blood.
I lived about 3 miles from here and saw the golf course being developed, and as a young teenager came out here and decided that it was going to be a neat opportunity to wash golf carts and help golfers. And from there, over the years, the love of the place just evolved, and about 4 years ago had an opportunity to put a group together and purchase the facility and continue the Jones Creek legacy.
Joining Ray Mundy as owner of Jones Creek Golf Club is Greg Heeman, another Augusta native who knows the landscape well.
You're going to see, as always in Georgia, pine trees. This piece of property actually has a lot of hardwoods as well. Pretty significant changes from tee to green or fairway in between. Really makes you think as far as what club you're going to hit and how it's going to affect the distance of your shot.
We pride ourselves on being the best golf course itself in Augusta. We have an instructional facility, 2,700 square foot, the restaurant facilities, the banquet facilities, a nice clubhouse. We just tried to create the southern hospitality that would make this a really comfortable place to come and just become part of it.
And we begin our tour of Jones Creek with a daunting water carry.
This is number 2, which is a tough par 3 right out of the chute. It can be stretched out over 220 yards from the back tees. It's over water. There is a bailout area to the right and a fairly receptive large green. We're also pretty high elevation to where there's a prevailing wind going across the pond that comes into play probably more than a lot of the holes. You know, the challenge is getting over the water, trying to stay out of that bunker, and if you do bail out to the right, it's a pretty easy up and down. Number 5 is the first par 5 of the golf course. It's fairly tight off the tee. You'll hit either driver or 3-wood to end up on the plateau on top. There's a valley for the second shot that the long hitters can hit over and reach the green. And it's beautiful. You're up high. It's a fun shot, and it gives you some options to bail out if you miss it short or to the right. And like a lot of par 5s, it's got some interesting characteristics to make you pay attention if you're playing it as a 3-shot hole as well. You've got the false front on the beginning of the green, so there's really no front pin location. If you're hitting a long shot into the hole, you'll end up either middle or back left with your second shot if you stay on the green.
When you play around at Jones Creek at a certain time of year, don't be surprised to bump into the likes of Nicholas Colsaerts or other high-profile visitors to Augusta.
Sergio Garcia, Rory McIlroy, Phil Mickelson stayed here for a few years. Tommy Nakajima's up there hitting balls right now, the Japanese player. We've got a spot where probably 2/3 of the golfers stay. It's only 6-7 miles from Augusta National. It's quiet, and they feel like they're a little bit on vacation at the same time they're playing in the biggest event in the world.
And in the seclusion of the hardwoods, Greg plays Jones Creek's signature hole.
We're now at the 15th hole. It's a par 3 over water. It's only going to play about 140 yards, but it's one of the more tricky holes on the golf course. At the same time, it's the last real opportunity for a birdie here. A well-placed 9-iron, 8-iron will get you a good putt at it, provided the pin's not tucked in too much of a corner. Bunker on the left, water on the right. If you hit it a little short, it's going to get wet. All right, that'll work. Looks like about 10 feet below the hole. Let's see if we can make a birdie. All right, looks like I got about a 10-12 footer, little right to left putt. Shouldn't be too difficult. See if I can make one here. Ooh. Not quite. Easy par. All right, let's go check out the last few holes at Jones Creek Golf Club.
And into the homeward stretch, the final 2 holes have drawn praise from other high-profile visitors to Jones Creek.
Lee Jansen, when he came through here in second stage of tour school in 1989, he had already played in a U.S. Open at age 18 as an amateur. He called 17 and 18 best back-to-back finishing holes he'd ever played anywhere. And I'll never forget that. 17's a dogleg left. You're teeing off from an elevated tee to a plateau fairway that's lined by bunkers on both sides. And then you're hitting a second shot to a green that has bunkers in the front and to the right. Maybe the prettiest and one of the more difficult holes on the course. It's a long green where you've got a front, middle, and then the back right position is that little plateau that's very small. It's got a good slope on the back 2/3 of the green for that last shelf on the top right. It's another one of those where playing smart's a little bit better than playing too aggressive there. When you get to 18, you're up on top of a hill with maybe the biggest change in elevation. You're hitting down and trying to turn the ball a little to the right, and then the green is up, probably adding a club and a half to your second shot. You finish up on a nice big green, slope back to front, where no matter where the pin is placed, you can be pretty aggressive and try to finish your round with a birdie. It's not tricked up. If you hit that green, you should be able to 2-putt.
There's more to a day at Jones Creek than playing a high-end course with its iconic Augusta look and feel. The 2 owners and 280 members are certain to show you that trademark Southern hospitality.
If you haven't experienced it before, it's a tough thing to explain, but when you get here, you're going to feel that warm welcomeness that just makes you feel comfortable and makes you feel like you're part of the family from the first time you open the door and step in it. So.